Hi, welcome back to JJ and the Mountain Man. It is Tuesday, March 28th, and I have the Umstead 100 this Saturday on the 1st of April. So I wanted to do a brief video about how I organize stuff for my crew. This is stuff for, they'll have a canopy set up, a 10 by 10 canopy, right outside the start-finish aid station. For those that aren't familiar, the Umstead 100 is 8 12.5 mile loops, so they can stay in one place. They don't have to follow me around, so that allows for us to have a lot of stuff. But I still wanted to make it as organized and as compact as possible, so I wanted to show you how I was doing that this year.
Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Last year I had a bunch of bins, like a big, those big storage bins, and that worked well for kind of organizational purposes. But things kind of got buried in there, and they were kind of hard to lug around. But I got something this year. I also like to work on cars, like in my spare time, so I needed something to organize tools and stuff like that anyway. So this kind of serves as a dual purpose. So let me show you the setup here. First is I just have a cooler. This is like a camping fridge. It is going to be, for those of you who've been following me, I've been training, it's been like in the 30s and the 40s, maybe once in the 50s a couple of times or something like that. But it's supposed to be 77 degrees this weekend. And also a big chance of thunderstorms and rain. Probably not continuous rain throughout the day, but a few storms. So yeah, so kind of my worst nightmare. A lot of you know, if you've been following me, I train a lot on the treadmill here in North Carolina because I don't like training in the heat. So that's going to just add to the challenge of this 100 miler for me. But in that vein, I got this. I do camp a lot, and I've been using a cooler, but I decided to go ahead and splurge and get a fridge. So it's not the biggest, but this will mostly be for, if you've been following me, when I come to aid station, I like to have some chocolate milk. So I have some chocolate milk in there, as well as my water bottles and my gels. I use Spring Energy gels. And I told my parents are my crew, and then my wife, and then I've got some Pacers. But I told them, set this as cold as it can go. I don't mind if things are frozen when I pick them up because they're gonna melt pretty quickly out there. So that's where the stuff is going to be once they fill up. Once I come through, they'll take my empties. I've already got stuff already packed for multiple loops. So if they already have something that's already pre-packed, they can just throw that stuff in there for the next loop and let it get cold for a couple of hours. Otherwise, they'll fill up things and then throw them in there, just to keep everything as cold as possible for me. Speaking of gels and soft flasks, this is the first bin here. On this side, I have a lot of packs for ultra running, and they always come with soft flasks. And I've bought a few soft flasks, so I have tons of soft flasks. So these soft flasks here already have tailwind in them. My parents just have to add the water. I like to take one full with water and tailwind, and then two or three bottles with only tailwind in, and then I fill them up as I pass through the aid stations, just to stay light on my feet. And then I have these other soft flasks that hold about 3 or 4 of these Spring Energy gels. I've already got those pre-packed for most of the race. They might have to fill towards the end of the race. I might have gone through all the ones I have pre-packed, but that's just the Spring Energy, the awesome sauce that I like, as well as the speed nut that I like. So I have one soft flask of each, one on each hip. I take the awesome sauce on the half hour, and I take the speed nut on the hour, and then I do take one of these UCANs just once a lap. Just gives you a different flavor and really cleans out your palate, and just helps you from like getting sick of the flavors you've been using. So these all connect. They have these little things here, and so they all interlock, and then you can unlock them, and then I don't know if you can see this while I'm moving it, but yeah, it just comes off, and they all stack. And this whole thing is on wheels. But so this is my this is going to be my first aid stuff. So this is all feet stuff. Basically, I use KT tape to tape for blisters. This is skin tack that basically helps the tape. It makes it sticky so that the tape doesn't come off with sweat. Um, Bug spray and scissors for the tape and stuff like that. And I have an EpiPen. Um, Sunscreen, some wipes, salt caps. This stuff here is for my stomach, basically. Ginger chews and Tums. Some like ibuprofen if I need it towards the end of the race. Last year I used like 2 of them within like the last half hour of the race. I don't like to do that. I don't like to use it during the race because of like the kidney issues and stuff like that. But just in case, first aid. And unfortunately, I probably won't need these hand warmers because it's going to be hot, as I mentioned. All right, let's move to the next bin here. All right, these are my clothes, and this is essentially so the night of the race, the Saturday night, it is supposed to cool down. So I will need different things, but basically this is just 1 or 2 of everything. So winter hats and buffs, shorts, and the shorts that I use have a separate liner, so it's just 1 pair of shorts and 1 set of liners in case I need to change that for any reason. 2 pairs of socks and a pair of calf sleeves. I was thinking about starting with the calf sleeves, but it's gonna be so hot. I just feel like not having anything on my legs will help me stay cooler. And then on this side, this is the T8 base layer shirt that I wear. And most of the time I'll probably just have this t-shirt on. This is a rabbit short sleeve shirt and a rabbit long sleeve shirt. These look like dress shirts. People ask about them. They're like performance running shirts. They're made out of a special material. So even though they look like it's just a dress shirt that you would buy at like Macy's or something like that, it's a specially made running shirt. And they have snaps instead of buttons, so you can pull it off really quickly. And it has a couple of pockets, and I just find them comfortable and have a little bit extra storage. And gloves and mittens. Again, maybe I'll use gloves. I probably won't use these mitten liners. And then a vest, like a very thin vest, just to keep me a little bit warmer, and has some good pockets. And then a raincoat. I have a Solomon raincoat in there because of the storm. But again, it's going to be pretty hot, so I'm not too worried about getting wet. In the heat like this, I'm going to be sweating anyway. So I'm not too worried about like, oh, I don't want to be chafing. I'm going to be drenched in sweat anyway. So that will only be if I feel like it's getting really cold and I need something to keep me drier and warm me up. And then there's only 1 more bin. Again, I wanted to make this pretty quick. Just a couple of days out, but I felt like it was important to document the changes between last year and this year. All right, now this one, this whole top comes off, and this has my shoes and some recovery type stuff. So this is a massage gun. This is like a mini foam roller. And then way down in the bottom there somewhere is the lacrosse ball in case I need to roll my feet. And then just extra shoes. I found, well, last year I had some Achilles problems. So I was changing my shoes a lot to try to give my Achilles some relief. This year I'm not having that issue, but my feet do get sore. Around the 30-mile mark, I feel that like the balls of my feet kind of get sore. So I like to change my shoes. But I'm trying to do it as few times as possible this year. Last year I changed my shoes a lot just because of that Achilles problem. So just giving me some options. A couple of road shoes. The course is basically fire road, so it's just dirt road. So you can get away with running with using road shoes. And some trail shoes. I love these shoes. I did a video about these. These are like my favorite shoes. The Exis Ultras from Saucony. A couple pair of Ultras. And I think I have a pair of Speedgoes in there. All right, I just wanted to show you that. We've got some other stuff, but that's more specific to setting up the crew. Like a table and chairs and the canopy and some lights and things like that. But I just wanted to show you the running specific stuff and how I organize that for my crew. All right, I hope everyone else's training is going really well. I hope if you're coming out to Umstead, please, if you see me, come up and say hi. I'd love to see you and love to talk to you. If you're training for a different race, good luck with that. And if you're coming out to Umstead, I'll see you in a few days. All right, thanks so much.